I don't know if I described what Evalore House is. Can you really describe it for our viewers?
Sure. The Everlore House is a nonprofit organization. We've been around 20 years. We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary, and it's a nonprofit organization that empowers teen girls of color to make sure they graduate high school on time, attend a four-year college, and to make sure we help and do what we can to break the cycle of intergenerational poverty.
Okay, okay. Now, what made you decide to come up with such a program?
Well, because there are a lot of issues, and people don't know how much girls of color are suffering in our community. For example, the teen girl of color or black girls are the largest population of people in the juvenile justice, the fastest growing population
Wow.
of justice.
Okay. I
Yes.
did not know that. I did not know that.
Yes, so also they're 6 times more likely to be suspended or expelled from school.
Hmm.
Uh, Villanova University study shows that girls who are darker skinned are 3 times more likely to get suspended from school. Uh, Due to the lack of government response with COVID in the education system, so many girls of color are failing school, and
Wow.
also the sex trafficking
Hmm.
component. More than 40% of our girls are victims of trafficking, and it has gotten worse since COVID. So
Wow.
these are some of the issues that girls of color face in the U.S., particularly Black girls.
You named a lot of different areas that, of course, I want to jump into and talk about. But I didn't know that Villanova actually did a study and broke it down to that degree.
But
That's,
that's not the only study. There's a ton of studies.
well,
You
I'm
have
just saying that there's studies out there that broke it down like that. One of the things you mentioned was, I know that in the jails, there's a lot of women in jail, and you see it on TV and you hear about it in different avenues that are there because of males. The women are in jail because of the males that they deal with. Um, but what's surprising that there's a number of them that's in the detention centers. That's one of the things you said, right? What are they doing? What are some of the crimes that they're committing that make them end up going to jail?
well with teen girls because that's the area I.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. Hmm.
So there's a disparity because you have to ask why are they, even though they represent 14% of the population, but they are 32% of the girls who are detained. Why
Okay.
does that happen? And then also you have to look at the fact that when they are arrested, it's a large percentage of young Black girls who are detained for
Hmm.
or arrested for prostitution when these girls are not prostitutes, they have been victims of sex trafficking.
Wow, wow. Okay, so sex trafficking. Now describe that because I hear different things about sex trafficking. The definition is not at all what I thought it was. So,
Mhm.
what is sex trafficking?
Well, what I'm talking about is girls who are kidnapped,
Mhm.
okay,
Okay.
and taken to, sometimes out of the country to, go into being forced to have sex with men. That's basically it.
How do you come across those individuals? Do they actually come to you? Do they seek out your help? I was wondering, how do you get the girls?
Well, when you do outreach to the community, and if you're doing it right, right?
That's important.
You do outreach. You go and keep your ear to the street. This is one of the issues that I think a lot of people don't do. So when you say where do you get them from, you just go out into the community. If you know what's going on, you know where to go.
Okay. Can they seek you out?
Yeah, yes, they can. A lot of people have heard about us around the world.
Hmm. I
So
know. That's what I said. Nationwide.
yeah, well, Nate, worldwide, because we met with the government officials of Kenya who wanted to
Okay.
duplicate our program in Kenya to help stop the teen pregnancy over there. And then we met with contingent from Iraq who sought Evalora House out,
Oh
so
my
they're coming
goodness.
to us. and I asked one of the attorneys. I said, "Well, why Everlore House out of all of the magnificent organizations around the world?" They said, "Because it looks like you're doing something."
Okay. Now, how old is the company? How old is Everlore House? When did it start?
Yeah, well, we're celebrating our 20th year anniversary.
Okay. And
Yes,
that's this year.
20 years. Yep.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now how did you go from you actually started grassroots in Philadelphia, is that correct?
Yes.
And then it branched out to where from there and then trickled
Yeah,
on.
we were a local organization, and when COVID hit, we decided to go virtual, and then people started contacting us all across the country. And then we had our first international student from Liberia 2 years ago. So once you put it out there, the girls will start coming.
The girls will start coming between the ages of 13 and 18.
Yes.
Okay. Now what exactly is the program? Can you explain what the program is? And I
Sure.
know that you have registration because you're getting ready to start.
Yeah, registration is open now, so we can only take in 40 girls. It is they have to register now for, it's called Holistic Me, the Everlore Virtual Workshop Summer Series, right? For girls age 13 to 18. The
Okay.
White House recognized award-winning program. It's 100% of our program graduates attend an institution of higher learning. We have 25, over 25 engaging topics that the girls will be learning, everything from resume writing, sexual health, healthy relationships. They have a ton of guest speakers. We have something called the Everlo Girl Empower Hour, where we bring in women of power and influence who come in to have an hour-long conversation with the girls to
Okay.
talk to them and give the real story about how they became so famous. We also have STEM. So there are a ton of amazing sessions that these girls will be involved in. So we're empowering them to learn, to lead, and decide, make their own decisions, and to thrive.
Do you still have room right now for young girls to join?
Yes, yes.
So
So
what
we
do they do? How do they
it
come
was
out?
our website at everlorehouse.org, or they can call area code 215 592 8988 to register right away. All the registration forms are online. So if they're under the age of 18, a parent or legal guardian must register the child.
Okay. And most of them, what would you say the majority of your numbers are in those age range?
You mean our average age?
Yeah, average age.
Average, oh, it ranges every year. So one year was 13, another year was 15, another year was 16 or 17. So it
So
really ranges. You never know who you're going to get.
okay. Um, and one of the other things is I wanted to know what was your life like? What was your childhood like
Yeah.
that
Well,
helped you
yeah,
lead you in this direction?
right. I grew up in a very lovely Christian home, had a happy lifestyle, two-parent home, a mama and a daddy. But
Which
when,
is not new, which is not normal. Most
yeah,
people are raised in single homes.
yeah.
Single
And
parent homes.
but my daddy died when I was in sixth grade. And so that's when I started being mischievous, because at that time I think I needed therapy. But of course, well, my mom didn't believe in therapy. She believed in, Christianity and in God could heal everything.
Right, right.
So, but I was troubled and I needed help. So I started seeking attention in all the wrong ways and just started fighting everybody like I was in the army.
Are you serious? You said he was fighting everybody.
I was in the army.
You didn't have to end up going to youth detention center or nothing like that, did you?
I had to go to reform school. I
Did
did.
you?
Yeah, I was in
Okay.
reform school, which is like prison. Yeah. And then what was so interesting is that I basically
Wait a
ran,
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You said which is like prison. Actually in cells? Are you like in a cell?
if you do something extra bad. Yeah.
Okay. But you're locked up in your rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. Depending on what you do.
Okay, wow. Was
Yeah.
that a learning experience for you? What was that experience like?
Well, I was really mad at my mother for putting me there. But for me, what happened, I wind up basically running the reform school. They had a contest there and they said, who is the boss? what you want to spend the weekend with. And I won it. They said everybody wanted to be with me. So I was basically the leader in reform school. So I think, earlier on, I learned that I had leadership skills and I'm leading now.
Hmm.
So,
And so then, wait a minute. So then what happened? So you end up getting out of that situation. Were you constantly in trouble, or did that actually change you?
oh, that changed me because I was always the type of girl who was very polished because my mother had me in etiquette school at a young age. I was in beauty pageants, dance
Okay.
school, theater arts. So I was always so polished, and no one could ever believe that I was mischievous. When they used to take me to the principal's office, the principal would look at me and say, "Oh, she didn't do that. I did." You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So I eventually went to college and became a fashion and beauty editor for like almost every top publication in the world. And I also taught at Temple University. I taught fashion writing. So I did a lot. I accomplished my dreams,
Hmm.
and I made it to the top of my industry. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I know what greatness looks like. I'm an example of it. And so now I want to teach that to girls.
I love it. I love it. Very good. I wish I had a clap sound. But I'm going to talk to you some more, Cheryl. But I got Donna here, and I wanted to talk to her a little bit because you're a parent of two graduates. Is
Mhm.
that correct? Okay.
Two
And
graduates. Yeah.
how did you come about hearing about the Evalor House?
From a friend of a friend, that type of thing, so on and so on. We talked, and I was told about this program and what they had the girls doing. Um, in our case, my children had lost their father not
Okay.
too many years before. So it was just me and them. And trying to get to see, even though I work with children,
Hmm.
you
You
still
work with
want to
children?
be, aware of what's going on with your kid.
Right.
Yes, yes, a teacher. Yes, I was.
Okay.
So at that time, and I worked with high school students. My daughter was getting to be that age, 13,
Hmm.
and you can see and you know what things are out in the world as they travel and they have to
Did
go
you think
even
she was
further
very
on their.
moving to the wrong direction, Donna?
I did not know, and the thing is, I'd rather be proactive.
Hmm.
So, I mean, we had activities, we did things much like Cheryl's life. And that was my
Hmm.
life as well. That I had both parents and used to that and having activities and certain things that we did. And the same for the girls as well. But this was like an extended family. And that's the
Okay.
only way I can describe it. It was an extra push and also to keep them consistent and on track. And it's something that all of the girls get there, no matter what their background is. So you do have
Okay.
a wide range of students, young ladies, I have to
Hmm.
say, and also coming from different backgrounds.
Hmm.
And they all benefit. That's the
Okay.
best part. Everybody benefits, everybody wins.
Now
And
you
for
had
this,
two. You had
mhm,
two daughters that was going in the program, right?
mhm,
One was 13. What was the
at
other
that,
age?
oh, the other one was little. She was 8, but
But
she saw the
she went into the program as well when she got of the
went through
age.
the program. They both graduated from college already, straight through high school, and it helped to reinforce a lot of skills and a lot of the things that were innate within themselves. They got to see and open up, and Cheryl will push them as well. So, and the other ladies who are there will push them to they find themselves.
Okay.
And you see, if even if you look on site, you'll see on the site the young ladies from other countries who've talked about the changes that they've seen in themselves just going through the program. So
Mhm.
having that, it's almost like having extra relatives, extra aunties,
Okay.
and
Do
people
they
there.
did the girls have the girls gone back? Did you guys keep in touch?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Yes, and volunteered and helped out as well. But they're both working women now. One finished college in 3 years. The other
Okay.
is working in technology, IT. So it was something, and we all still talk about the experiences that they've had, the people that they saw, and they get
Mhm.
to see women in STEM. And Cheryl has taken them, her organization has taken them and had partnerships with organizations where women are using, science, technology, engineering, math
Which
every
is
day.
major. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
which is major and important. And you can see the girls, you can see the lights turning on and clicking, and the people who are really into it, and they're happy to be there and appreciative, and then they're enjoying it, and they're surrounded by women and also other gentlemen who help. But the women who are there and the people who participate are second to none.
Amazing. Now,
They
what
are.
about the instructors? How do you come about with your instructors? I know that you've got some people that's really helping out, and I know that they've been supportive. Well, what kind of backgrounds? You got some, I
Yeah,
know.
is
Tell
that
me a little.
for me, right, Cheryl?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
girl, that's me.
So actually, I'm so happy to say this year we got some slamming instructors. We were just having a meeting, and we're lucky. One of our instructors is a PhD,
Okay.
teacher, top of her field. Then our program coordinators there at the master's degree level. But the most important thing outside of education, they were screened, carefully screened, because one thing they must have is compassion for the experiences of girls of color in America, and to make sure they learn and to keep the interactive, minds-on, hands-on classroom, and we
Okay,
were
interactive. That's very important.
yeah, and we were just talking about, be ready to do a Las Vegas act in that classroom, to keep
What
those
does that mean?
Las Vegas act. Oh,
Uh-huh.
it means something dynamic. If you have to flip, kick, or whatever, keep their attention. A Las Vegas act. Yeah, that's what that means.
Okay, 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 okay.
Do a
Well, when you say that, I wonder if you actually have like some of the arts involved in that as well.
Mhm, mhm.
Do you have the arts, like people into actually
Creativity is a part of what we learn. We can't do it all because, see, we only got 9 weeks. So you really have to focus on the issues. What
Okay.
can you do to address the issues? We know art is a healing mechanism, but that's another type of class. You see, we have a lot of mental health components in our program.
Okay. Do you really?
We
Okay.
do identity. We introduce the pronouns, so girls can feel comfortable where who they are, because the LGBT community, girls and those who identify as females are welcome in the program.
Is that a big thing right now? Or, I mean, I remember when I was substitute teaching, and I noticed they had meetings for they had gay meetings at night. I'm at the school program, and I was like, wow, I didn't know that you guys addressed those issues. So I ended up doing a whole show on it during that time period. But that was a good 15 years ago. So
Mhm.
now this is something that is part of the school system, would you say? That's included in the schools?
I don't know what they're doing in the school system. I know they're failing our girls. I know that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
as far as
And you're talking about doing year round, school now.
the school districts.
Yes, they're talking about doing school year round now. I'll
Well,
try to find more.
I only know what we can do and the outcomes that we get, which are great. That's going to help our girls to thrive.
Hmm.
So, when I see something coming out of the school district that's helping, then I can talk about it. But I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Okay. Um, so I'm excited here again. We're talking to Cheryl Wallington, who is the founder and director of the Everlore House, as well as Donna Hayes, who is one of the parents who had two students that graduated from the program.
Mhm.
I'm fascinated by what you guys are doing because it's something that's needed. One
Mhm.
of the things that you mentioned was mental health is one of the big things. So just say if I came in and I came in because I'm from an abusive family, okay, and I want help. What do I do? What kind of treatment would I receive?
Well, we're not a social service agency. We're an empowerment program. Yeah. So some of the people, the girls that come to us who may have experienced trauma, we offer trauma informed programming. But a lot of the girls, before they come to us, they're already in special needs or social services.
Okay, okay,
They're
okay.
already seeking help. So we're here
This is
as
the next step. This would be the next step.
well. The next step in terms of addressing society has never addressed regarding Black girls and them being able to thrive. This is a new concept that we're doing, and there are some organizations around the country that are talking about having specific schools for Black girls, only because their needs are completely different. And you can relate that to some of the challenges that they have that other students in other cultures just don't have. And the question is, has it traumatized them? Yes. So they need to be addressed so our girls can thrive.
Okay. Okay. And that's an ongoing thing. Now, your program, the registration is open. You're
Yes.
still accepting applications, and it's an online service. You're virtual.
Virtual
So
program.
how does that work? What's like the hours? How is it? Is it every day? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the program is virtual. It's on Zoom. The girls for the summer programming come Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And on Thursdays, they have what I was talking about. These people are looking at my window. I'm going to close my blinds in a minute. They come to an Empower Half Hour, which is an hour-long conversation with a woman of influence and power. So they're constantly being fed great information and educational resources.
So you said the 9 weeks program is for the summer. What do they experience during the winter?
Yes. So we also have, and they can go to our website looking under programs. We also have what we just introduced is a podcast training program.
Okay.
That's a week-long program where girls can come in and they have to be a graduate of the Evalor program. And they learn how to create, record, and monetize their very own podcast. And the reason for doing that is because we want to also get the voice of the Black and brown girl to be heard around the world. So that's another thing that we do. So now the our podcast, which is on Apple and Spotify, you can listen to it. It's called Girl Truth. What lens are you looking through? And they discuss some serious topics. It's created by girls for all. And they talk about things like what it's like being Black and on the autism spectrum and gay. Or they talk about microaggressions. Or I think one of the upcoming topics will address some of the things that are going on with, like the instance of what the guy, I hate to even mention his name, P. Diddy.
Yeah, yeah. That
Well,
whole P. Diddy thing. Yeah.
how that is an ongoing thing in America and how that impacts Black and brown girls, you know. So, that's another program that we do, and we also have Evelyn Girl E-News, which is a letter that circulated around the world. We have, I think, it's over 4,000 girls have subscribed. So
Excellent.
that e-news is called the Evelyn Girl e-news. That's packed with information and inspirational stories, job opportunities, internship opportunities, scholarship opportunities. So again, it's another vehicle that is feeding girls to help them thrive.
Well, Donna, it seems like they're offering a whole lot to help empower young women. And it seems like they've empowered yours as well.
Definitely, definitely. And so many others. There are young women who've already been through the program, and some even while they were in it, like the young lady who started her own design business.
Yeah.
So
What?
we have,
Okay.
yes, yes. So we talk about creativity. And again, that's another, how can I say, a level of comfort. And
Mhm.
also, while as self actualization. And then you have the students who are also, like you say, that need that extra help. So the
Mhm.
wellness and the self care are the most important things as well. So we're putting that all together, and
Mhm.
the Everlure House has it.
You think this helped really develop and mold your young ladies?
It definitely. Oh, go right ahead, Cheryl.
Oh,
Go
well,
ahead.
they tell us, and it is amazing. Like, we're shocked. First of all, they want to come back again, you know, and sometimes I have to tell them, you're too old to come back. Okay. We've had girls who were Fulbright scholars. You know, we had one girl who even her mother thought she was going to wind up in prison. This girl was valedictorian of her class. She ranked number one. We had another girl who came to America from Puerto Rico, Hurricane Maria, or the one who had that bad hurricane. So hurricane, and she couldn't speak the language. She didn't know the culture. She wound up attending Dobbins High School and made it ranked #1, was valedictorian of her class.
What
So
are you guys doing to bring them out to be valedictorians? You're
uh,
making them leaders? I mean, what is it?
we're pushing them. Actually, we're implementing in some of the indigenous practices that our parents did with us that seem to be lost
Like,
and missing. Discipline, showing them what greatness looks like, and caring, not telling them or resorting them to just a regular school, opposed to a school when they say, I want to go to Harvard, and for the most part, there were no or not many counselors in schools to direct our girls,
right, right,
and when
right.
they were going through trauma or looking for college advice, the doors sometimes would be closed.
Hmm.
So we're doing all that. We're doing what society um, should do.
You fill in the void of things that they're not getting.
Yeah, and the things that we had when we were growing up. My mother pushed to make sure our teachers were teaching us right. I think she,
Mine too.
yeah,
She used to
said,
come up and go to school and just check on us. And they're
yeah.
like, oh, your mother was up here today. You like, she was up there today for what? No, just checking.
My mother would attack the administration. She actually protested when they wouldn't build a school so Black children wouldn't have to walk through dangerous neighborhoods to go to school. She protested and forced her, along with some attorneys and politicians, to make the school build another elementary school, that Ed B. Anderson school that I actually attended. So she wouldn't tolerate, giving her child anything but,
The best.
second best. Yeah, she wouldn't tolerate it. So I'm doing it what was done for me. They wrapped their arms around me and made sure I became somebody and somebody
And
special
look at who you became.
with discipline. Now the kids run the parents. Like, say for example, a lot of parents told me, I asked my daughter if they wanted to attend a program. My mother would tell me, "You're going to attend it."
In the program.
She
I'm
said,
putting you in this program.
and
Right, Donna?
yeah,
That sounds familiar. Yes.
and she said, "Here's $2 from lunch, and if you spend it, if you lose, all that kind of
Right,
stuff."
right.
But if she seen me smoke a cigarette in the street, she would take it, slap it right out my mouth,
But you know what? Also during that time period, it was where it took a village to raise a child. It was easy for you to
Right.
grab somebody by their ear and take them home
yeah,
and not have to worry about the repercussions of it. Nowadays, if you do something like that to somebody's child and try to bring them home, the parents, because they're younger, for one, they'll retaliate. I mean, working in the school as a substitute teacher and you as a teacher, Donna, you see some of the parents that come up that are supportive of their children, doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
We have too much fighting and all that stuff going on in the schools, and parents bringing up people to beat up children, crazy stuff.
well,
So
I know,
you need, go
yeah,
ahead.
I know. We had a woman, our next door neighbor. We called her Nosy Miss So and So. She would tell my mother, Hazel, your daughter has some boys in the house.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
You know,
But
yeah,
that's how it was supposed to be, though.
do nothing. They would tell on us.
That's what I said. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes, yes, yes.
So the new world that we're living isn't quite like that.
No, no.
You got to have those neighbors involved, and again, it takes a village and different programs to
Yeah,
help make a difference. Because you want to get the kids off the street.
yeah.
You want to give them a reason to pursue. Like, how can I pursue my dreams? This is one way. This
Well,
is a step in that direction,
and
right?
yeah, we said, what do we do different? We set the bar high.
Okay.
We do, and then we show them, excellence, and then show what greatness looks like.
Are you encouraging them? And I'm sure you do. Do you have to get a certain grade? Do they have to get a certain grade average to stay in the program, or how does that work?
Well, here's the reality of that. How can you, with all the trauma that's happening with Black and brown girls, how can you put those kind of stipulations on a child who we know may be desperate for greatness? Now it's a new generation where young Black girls are becoming millionaires that may have gotten out of school, just went to 12th grade. So, all of that was designed, by somebody else. You just can't limit a girl
Okay.
of color, or any girl around the world to say you. But they did that years ago when they held us back. Like, you belong in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
You
Now the women are running the world. We got a vice president that's an African American
Well,
woman.
and our goal is to have a female
President.
come at the Evalora House. You see, so
Okay.
but we set the bar high.
Okay. So, with the 20th anniversary, are you plan on making any changes in the future in the next coming years?
Yeah, we've already did. We set the bar even higher, right? And we're having our 20th anniversary gala fundraising fashion show December 6th at the University of the Arts Great Hall. So
I'm
we have
gonna write that down, December 6th, because I might have to come to Philadelphia.
yes, yeah.
My birthday's on the 4th. Remember, I told you
Oh,
that.
that's right. Yes. So it's going to be a fashion show, silent auction, and cocktails, hors d'oeuvres.
Ooh, I like that. Make
And
sure you.
for the most part, our liquor flows all night.
We like that part. Donna, was there anything else you wanted to add about the experience with your daughters
Oh,
and how
Marmia,
great it's been?
Marmia, we didn't forget about her, right?
I'm just asking Donna because I'm bringing Marmia up
I'm
next.
going to close my blinds. Wait a minute.
Oh, well, Marmia, I'm sure, knows my youngest daughter. So they've seen each other and also worked on the podcast together. And there's so many things that they do, like she's saying, that really help build them up. You instead of breaking down, it's building them up so that they can feel good, look forward to the future, and also think about what they want to do and
I
be.
know, because that's important.
And
Plan
that's what's
ahead.
important. And that's what they get. They're seeing people, like you said, Cheryl, that have their doctorate's degree. That's right. It is important. And they're also seeing women in business and people who come
Well,
in,
like one of the things that
people
Cheryl
who
said
do
was you got young ladies that are
sessions
millionaires now.
with them.
And you're
So
right,
they're
because
understanding and seeing that these are people, this isn't, something made up or someone who's a,
you're absolutely
oh,
right. I'm
oh, I
sorry.
couldn't hear you.
I know we were going at the same time at one point. So sorry about that. I think it was a
That's
delay.
okay. Mm-hmm.
But that that's what this is all about, is
Oh,
helping and taking them to the next level. They may
mm-hmm.
have been a little broken from whatever they
It is.
experienced, but you guys put them back together and you lift them up. And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Yes,
That's what it's
indeed.
all about. I want to talk a
Mm-hmm.
little bit about the podcast. So I don't know
They do.
if Marmia is on or is available to join in the conversation, because one of the things you said, Donna, was your daughter is involved in the podcast too. I just want to know some insights to what that was experienced like. And do they have people that call in?
No, not yet. And see, the thing is, too, we have to protect our girls. Okay. Yeah. Some of them are teen girls. So, we're careful of how we put them out there and have callers come in just to say all kinds of things. So, we haven't gotten that far yet in terms of grooming and, for security's sake, too.
That's right.
So we don't even put them on video yet. We're going to grow to that because, again, our priority is to hear their voice and to protect our girls.
Hear their voice and protect our
Marmia.
girls. Marmia. What am I saying? Hey, how are you? Good to see you again.
Her mic isn't on.
Hello?
Her mic's not on. It says off. Her mic says off on the screen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Good. One of the things that Miss Hayes was speaking about was her daughter and you both work on the podcast.
Oh,
Did you know that? Did you know that?
Adina.
I did not. Oh, Adina.
She said I did not.
No, her daughter's name is Adina.
Okay. So what I wanted to talk about was a little bit of the podcast, but also I just want to go over again. What was your experience like? You're one of the graduates of the program, right? You finished the program. And what was that experience like going to Evalora House?
It was tough.
It was tough?
Yes, because it was like you're learning so many different things and new things that you're
Like?
not supposed to say. Well, like for example, we had like we went on a field trip to a financial office and we like learned about like finances and how the economy works and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's like that was something that like still sticks with me and I find it fascinating. But I still remember at the time being like, this is a lot of information. I'm trying to like really incorporate and process it.
Okay. And that was one aspect of it being tough. Give me something else that made it tough.
Well, not to whatever the opposite of toot my own horn is, but I was slacking with some things before I came to the Evelyn house.
Okay.
And it wasn't a matter of I didn't want to do them. It was just like I didn't know how, like how to present myself,
Okay.
how to take care of my skin, how to even use makeup in the first place, and like what type things to avoid and whatnot.
Wow. So they helped you with that as well?
Mhm.
That's like grooming and charm school almost.
Yeah, it
Cheryl.
was.
Yeah. Well, we actually brought in a medical esthetician, and we got one of the best in the country to tell teens how to have like maintain healthy skin.
Okay. So that's important. That's important. So when did you start, Marmia?
Oh, I think I did the program in what was it,
Like
2012?
how old were you? I mean.
Oh, I think I was 17, 16 or 17.
So were you there for like 2 years?
Just the one.
Okay. But it was very beneficial for you. What area of study are you are you taking in college right now? You're still
Yes, I'm in college right now.
okay, so what are you studying?
Nanoscience and engineering.
Do you hear her? Do you hear her? Wow. What inspired you to get into that field?
Well, I kept finding myself getting jealous of the characters in like science fiction movies
Okay.
because I like the technology they had, and I'm like, dang, it kind of sucks that I'm not going to get to use that. But then I figure, why not take control of my own narrative
Okay.
and do whatever I can to make sure that I get that technology in my lifetime? Whether it happens or not, that's a different thing. I'm not saying I'm gonna invent teleportation, but I will. I'm gonna do. I won't go to my grave saying I didn't do anything to try.
Okay. Okay. What school are you in right now and what year?
Reading Area Community College. I'm in my second year.
Okay. You enjoying it?
Yes, it is also tough.
He says also tough. Well, tell me something. When I was talking to Miss Hayes, she was saying again that her daughter is also involved in the podcast. And can you tell us again, the listening and viewer audience, what's the name of the podcast and when can they tune in?
Oh, it's called Girl Truth. What lens are you looking through? And I think we have our final episode set to come out. Was it end of June, Miss Cheryl?
Yes, it's coming out, I think, actually in a week. And I actually have another parent here right now. If you want to say hi to her.
Sure.
Yeah, come here real quick, Miss Mila. Yeah, her daughter was in the program, and her daughter is now.
See me?
Yeah, come on. Her,
Oh, there I go.
her daughter.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah,
Good.
Good.
you can just get
Oh,
Sue.
okay.
And her daughter's attending Berkeley College of Music and
Oh, okay.
studying music therapy.
Music therapy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, thank you for having
yeah.
me.
So she's been around for 10 years.
10 years? What inspired you to get involved with Everlore House?
Yeah, so I attended a book
Over
signing.
this way.
Yeah, I attended a book signing 2010 or 12. And I went there. We were just greeted by a bunch of wonderful, very polite, mannerable young ladies. So
Okay.
I learned more about the program, and I said, there's ever an opportunity to volunteer, anything I'll sign up.
Okay. So you was really impressed with the young ladies.
It's an understatement.
All right now.
Understatement. My daughter at the time was 10, so she was too young for the program. But as soon as she turned 13, she was
You just signed her right up. You know, hearing what you're saying, it's like it's certain times that I need volunteers or I need young ladies to come and help and be hostesses.
Okay.
I wonder if I could call on you guys to do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
What, to get hostesses for some things?
No, just some of your young ladies and say that they're the hostesses are from Everlore House.
Yeah, yes, sure.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I like that. Look at I'm hearing somebody else who's so impressed with the program that you made sure that you had your daughter involved.
I am.
So
May the
kudos to
world-
you.
Thank you. It made
Yeah.
such a world of a difference in my daughter. There's not, and I'll give kudos to the program. There's nothing there's nothing she thinks she can't do. Nothing. Her dream school was Berkeley, and she didn't make it into Temple. She didn't make it into Morgan. She didn't make it into Sarah Lawrence.
She made it into Berkeley.
Made it into Berkeley, and that was the last letter we got.
God bless you guys.
Yeah.
What year is she in now?
Junior.
Okay. And Marmia, what year are you in right now?
I'm in my second year.
Okay. Okay. How did you find out about that Everlore House?
Oh, well, actually, my mom was she was sleeping, and like when she sleeps, she listens to the radio.
Uh-huh.
And Miss Cheryl and one of the Everlore girls had done an interview with KYW,
Okay.
and she heard about the program, and she told me about it when I got home around probably like 3-4 o'clock, and I'm like, Mom, I want to do it. Did you sign me up? Did you what do we got to do? And she's just she's still half asleep. Like, okay. We'll see about it. I'll look into it. And I think she called in, and that's when they told her that was the last day for signups.
Uh-huh.
And mind you, this is 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And they had a meeting at the orientation at 8.
So you just made it.
Mhm.
You just made it. Cheryl, tell me, do you hear more? Is the parents that usually approaches you, or is it sometimes the young ladies?
Well, now recently it's been the girls. The girls are coming out saying, I want to be somebody. I need help. I need guidance. What do I got to do to succeed? They want to succeed, even though they may be in environments that are not allowing them to do that. So, yeah, we're seeing a lot of girls are reaching out to us.
Do you think that you said so a lot of the girls are reaching out to you? Do you think it's because they hear about it? They're hearing about the success?
It's word of mouth. It's their desire to want to take the lead and do something in their community. Okay. So it's a variety of things, but we have seen more of an increase from the actual girls who are inquiring about programming.
And by any chance, are any of them in any particular schools? Like, do you have a large number coming out of a particular school?
No, it's a variety. It's not like one school dominates. Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. And again, you can sign up for the classes.
Yeah, it's nationwide. Girls nationwide can sign up right now. They can call us at area code 215-592-8988, or they can go to our website. That's where the registration forms are, and they can register online their parent. If they're under 18, their parent or legal guardian must sign them up. And our website is everlorehouse.org.
How do you spell Everlore?
Yeah, Everlore is spelled EVOLUREHOUSE.org.
Okay. And this is a holistic program that you are focusing on this time?
Yeah, and let me just say, when we say holistic means dealing with the whole girl to make her well and to get her to thrive.
Mm-hmm. The whole girl.
The whole girl. Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it.
From the outside in.
Okay. And you're still looking for folks. You haven't sold out. You still got room for some of the girls to
yeah. And can I tell you, we have scholarships are available. The program costs like $1,200 per girl. It is free for girls from low income backgrounds, and we have scholarships available, $1,200 scholarships available to pay for their tuition for other girls.
I love it. How do you go about doing that? I mean, if they go online, they'll be able to see all that.
That's right. You go online and you'll be seeing all the information, and if if they want to call, if they have questions, they can call the number 215-592-8988. And actually now Mila is a senior program coordinator. She has been
Oh, okay.
she's been around that.
One of the parents that came on board, right?
They're not.
Donna, you too. You're also volunteering and helping out too, Donna.
Yeah, I am. So
Donna,
Mila,
Okay,
yeah.
oh, no.
Who's Donna?
That's Donna.
okay.
Yeah, that's Adina's mom.
Hi, how are you?
Everybody knows Adina. Adina's mom.
Yeah. So Donna has been with us for I don't know how long, but Donna has always either gave money or items. You know, like we needed a camera. She brought us the camera. You know, she's always coming with donations and things that we need to help the program function. So, Donna, how long has you been around?
Oh goodness, it's at least 15 years.
Ooh,
My
It's
goodness.
been a while.
True commitment.
Yeah.
I love it.
and Donna is an educator herself. She comes out of the school district. She was a special ed teacher, and Mila just recently graduated with her master's in psychology.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good. You can use that for the girls. You know they need that help. You know,
absolutely.
just guiding them through the system, but knowing how to deal with them
Yep.
is
So
very important.
the girls have great people around them, great mentors.
Well, you know what, Marima,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
we're certified and qualified.
I love it. But Marmia, I wanted to ask you something, and I forgot. I want to get back to that about the podcast. What are some of the things that you guys discuss? And tell me a little bit about it.
Oh gosh, what don't we discuss? We've had episodes on mental health. We've had episodes on the current state of the educational system, during COVID times. We've had episodes about immigration.
When you said about mental health, let's start with that. What are some of the things that you discussed and found out through your discussions?
Well, one thing is, one of my first episodes was actually a get to know you kind of episode, and during which I talked about my history with mental health and being autistic and on the spectrum and how that affects me as a Black woman as I go throughout my day to day.
How does it affect you? And how has that experience been for you?
Well, and it makes it a lot. It made it a lot harder for me to get diagnosed. It made it harder for me to fit in and to just get the basic things that I needed to get. And because a lot of things we learn by osmosis. So we learn just by picking it up from the people around me or around you. And what can happen with autism is it affects that ability to learn through osmosis from other people. So all those unspoken rules, I actually need them spoken or else it just goes completely over my head.
When did you realize that you were autistic? Did you know that when you were younger, or did you find that out later?
Oh, I found that out the best way possible. A total stranger told me, "Hey, I think you might be autistic."
Why? What was the sign?
It was just the way I talked and some of the stories I was telling. Because I was telling this funny story about how when I was younger, I could not stand when I would go to family events or something, and people would move my seat. If I'm sitting somewhere and then you're just "Oh, sweetie, can you sit over there? So-and-so needs to use the seat." Okay. One time, it's irking. Okay. After the third or fourth time, I'm leaving the party.
Okay.
But can I tell you one thing? Despite any young lady that joins our program with any disability, they thrive. Marmia has been one of our most outstanding students.
I would never know. I mean, what is a sign of autism? I would never know she had it. And I've seen some people who are autistic.
Yeah, but
I would never know that. That's why I asked you, how would you know, at an older age?
Yeah, all of our girls are well. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
We're open to all girls.
Yeah. And they have an extra sense of genius. And we see the genius in Marmia. I mean, one time she got up and spoke in front of 400 high-profile top tastemakers without a script, and she sealed that
Nailed
speech.
Okay,
She
now. All right, now.
had people in the audience crying.
That's
And
really good.
I was gagging because, to be able to say a speech with no script. So
Very good.
and again, we do protect the girls because when we do, according to HIPAA laws, we don't expose them and, and talk too much about it because it's traumatizing. It can be traumatizing. So, we always tell them, we got your back, and we teach them how to protect themselves too, because they're so unprotected.
It's funny because I met somebody who told me that they were just diagnosed with something, and I'm like, boy, how come we find out stuff like this at a later age when you usually find out stuff like this younger? Oh, somebody told me they were dyslexic. They found out they was dyslexic, and someone told me they found out they had ADHD.
Mhm.
I
Like
can
30.
actually answer that question.
Uh-huh.
Part of it's because a lot of the diagnostic criteria was based on boys. So like it's very common for women to be diagnosed with ADHD later in their life. Usually it tends to happen either around the time they enter high school or the time they enter college, or during times where there's a big shift in like responsibilities, because that's when you'll start to see the cracks will start to show.
The stress level changes too, right? I guess
Yes.
that has something to do with it.
Yes. Well, it's not necessarily, it's not the stress in and of itself. It's that most times people will mask their symptoms. Like
Okay.
boys, they get to be loud, they get to be rowdy, they get to do all that. But girls,
Mhm.
we're constantly having our behavior policed,
Yeah.
and the expectations of us are constantly being like put to the forefront. So what a lot of girls will do is they'll, even though it's harder for them to do certain things, the things will still get done up until the point where they can't compensate for it anymore.
Okay.
And that's when you'll wind up with girls who have like 4.0 GPAs, but their apartment looks like it's an episode of Hoarders.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Listen to her.
Maria,
Are you listening to her, you guys?
yeah, also been outspoken person for people who have been affected by things like her. She's not a victim of anything. She's a leader, and
I
as
love it.
you see,
Yeah, we
Mhm.
teach all of our girls, our instructors, our guest mentors, teach the girls how to embrace who they are, speak up for themselves. They leave here leaders.
I love it. I love it. If anybody's interested in finding out any more information, again, let's give it out to them one more time.
sure, they can go to our website at www.evalorehouse.org. Or they can call 215-592-8988 to register for the upcoming summer program for teen girls called Holistic Me.
And the program starts on June.
24th, and it goes through to August 23rd.
Okay. And scholarships are available.
It's free. It's up.
Marmia, was you on a scholarship?
Yes.
Good. That's good. I like that. So you guys, I think we've given out some good information about your program. It is worldwide. It's not just in Philly. It's not just national. It's worldwide. Because they
Yeah.
have students involved from all over. And I look forward to hearing more about your December 6th
Yeah.
show.
Fashion fundraising gala.
Okay, and that's who's gonna be doing the fashions? The students? I mean, tell me a little bit about that.
I'm like a top fashion style expert.
Right.
So I'm still debating on who I'm gonna bring in. I got a lot of sources. I mean, some key designers. I don't want to say no names because I didn't ask them yet. But
Okay.
so it's going to be some key insiders, fashion insiders from New York involved.
And what about the models?
Oh, models are easy. I've dealt with that my whole life. We do with agencies.
So this is not the girls who's going to be modeling. There'll
Oh,
be
no.
women that can join the
No.
fashion show.
It's nice to have. This is not that kind of fashion show. Okay, no, this is professional models, professional designers. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. Put the little girls. We did that in church, right? When I was younger, church fashion show. No, we're not putting the little girls on the
So
road.
they're going to sit back and enjoy a real fashion show.
Yeah, well, some of the girls can come. Depending on their age. Because
Okay.
liquor's being served.
Gotcha. But you have volunteers, you have graduates, you have all that. So
Yeah, we got a ton of
you'll be
volunteers.
good. You'll be good. You'll be
Yep.
good. So, Cheryl and my
My
my therapist,
Myla.
Mila, Donna, Marmia. Thank you guys so much for sharing your information about Evalor House and how people get involved and the success and what good work you guys are doing. I thank you so much for joining me today.
Well,
on
we thank
NBC.
you. If you don't mind, please, can I take a moment to thank you for being such a big supporter of the work we do? You know, we need people like you who can help us get the word out to save more lives. So it takes a village, and I want to thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Yep.
So this is it. And all you got to do is zoom on out with the leave button. Okay.
Yes.
You
Yes.
guys have a good evening and
Okay.
good luck.
Night.
And we'll be talking to you again for the
Yes.
next day. Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Have a
Okay.
nice night.
Bye.
Bye bye.